Hello, Twitch viewers! Ashley Winsong here, always searching new stories and dreaming new dreams. And first of all, I would like to apologize for for being late. Long story short, there was some unexpected plans today. Not that they were bad, but yeah. This is half the reason why I keep thinking to myself, I need to be better with my timings for everything, even the streams. But yeah, tonight we are doing a game of Surge Shifters, and it's actually a continuation from our last session, which was due to, let's say, technical difficulties. But for now, we are going to be joining in on the call. So, let us join in.
Uh-huh.
5,
Hello.
Uh-huh.
85.
Hello?
We have guest.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Oh,
Yes.
there we go. Yeah, I guess it took a little longer for that one. But, yeah, here is the crew for tonight's session.
Hey!
That's us.
And as you all know, not only am I Ashley Winsong, but I also play as Ashton, the major gamer of the group.
Mm-hmm. And I am Avian Patient. I play Rebecca Miller, who is the heart of the group, and she's a baker and a lot of other stuff.
And I am Conan Bell, and I play Parker Torben, who is the, for lack of a better word, front linesman of the group.
Mm-hmm.
I also happen to be this week's Game Master.
But not much longer.
Nope, this will be my last time with this particular game before I pass off the reins to the next person down the list. And we have a big showdown to get through, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, tell me about it.
We've been waiting weeks to conclude this particular adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, though, to be fair, it seemed like every time... There's the echo effect because I didn't go onto my stream on this thing. But,
Rip.
yeah, it seems that every time we try to do this, some other plans seem to, take over.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We persevere, and eventually we do get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
And now, for those at home, we need to give a nice, succinct recap of the few events that took place last time.
Yes.
So, who wants to begin with what they remember?
Oh my gosh, I was just about to talk and then my freaking... Alright, so anyhow, I know that Rebecca had just woken up from being kidnapped in the previous game, at the end of the previous game. And she got, like I said, she got captured by Ryo-chan, who is one of our many enemies. She is not really a shifter, but an amalgam. And yeah, right now she is in the junkyard, and she got transformed into, well, my character transformed herself into a Care Bear in order to, in a desperate attempt to protect her mentor.
That is adorable. Now then, Wing, what details can you contribute to what happened?
Well, Parker went into a panic, and when the tracker showed us where she might be, we sent our mentor, but then realized it might have been a trap afterwards, and immediately went after her. Mm-hmm. Oh, and she also brought Ace with her, our little canine companion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I think we might have figured out a phobia of our foe.
Mm.
Well, you got rather interesting.
That's right. You never explained to Wing what actually happened. You explained it to me, but...
Yes. So, unfortunately, there was no actual proper phobia discovery or displayed from anybody.
Oh.
What happened was what you were observing was just someone's brain being unable to process just what it was that they were looking at.
Oh, Oh, so it was more out of an ignorance than phobia. Okay.
More of just, what am I looking at? What is going on here? What is any of this? What is my life?
I don't have a skull. Or bones.
That thing that my brain's doing right now, that's what she was doing last time.
The ironic part, all that goes through my mind is, all the better to cuddle with. Although, then again, I grew up with Care Bears too, so I'm probably not one to talk.
It was definitely more of a girl's toy, technically speaking.
Yeah, technically.
Now, let me see here. Huh?
Alright, let us switch logos, or remove, so to speak. If it'll let me. There we go.
There's one small hiccup here that
no.
I need to examinate.
Uh-oh. Should I
Come
put
on.
the logo back on, then?
Give me 1 second. Oh, no.
What?
There he is here. I need to copy. How the heck? Yeah. So, I'm ashamed to say, I was looking around here on our map, and I kept asking myself, where the heck is Ace? And now he's here.
Ace!
Yay! Good boy!
Also, I do also remember that Rio gave everyone the runaround, basically.
Yeah,
Yes. Rio made everyone run around town to figure out the little clue that she gave. Also, Wing, for the sake of my own sanity, I am going to give you control over Ace this week.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
And Ace is over here on the upper right quadrant of the map.
I feel like that's actually a really good way to pass the torch on to the next person.
Ooh.
Yes.
Is by having someone play one of the NPCs before their turn as a DM.
What was born from necessity has probably become instant tradition. Okay. Now then. The last thing that happened was everybody showed up. Now.
I'm still a Care Bear.
Yes. Rebecca is still Howling Heart, the Care Bear cousin wolf thingy. The boys, Parker and Ashton, have just shown up. And Rio-chan, up here,
probably seething,
is ready to throw down and to break some faces with some metric crap tons of force. And now, this is where we get the party started.
Yes.
Officially, the game begins now. We have ourselves a standoff. A light breeze sweeps by. Parker is very nervous. He is trembling just a little bit. He knows how strong this lady is.
I think all of us do.
Yeah.
Yeah, in one way or another, we've all experienced it. How overwhelming she is.
She killed me.
Yeah, that was fun.
No, it wasn't.
Right in front of Parker.
And Parker is the first to take some steps forward.
Oh boy.
We were all thinking it.
True.
You already made that reference. Need new
Strange.
material.
I was
And
kind of
so-
finishing, I was
Oh,
finishing
I
the
see
joke.
Let's see. I did give you gave you control over that.
Mhm.
And so, Rio-chan just sort of grimaces at the boys, half cringing, half smiling. She also seems, shall we say, eager, trembling for her own reasons.
Mhm.
So, you actually decided to come. Gotta say, that takes a lot of guts. Parker does not answer.
Oh boy.
Simply holds up his ring and readies his hand to transform.
Parker, be careful.
And then she looks at Ashton, back to Parker. So, this is gonna be one-on-one. All right, go ahead. Pick what form you think is going to work. Parker, meanwhile, is a little bit hesitant. But after a moment, he starts scrolling through his various alt forms until he finds the one that best suits this situation. After a little bit of serious consideration, he activates the ring, and his body transforms into the very familiar Shaggy Kong.
Had a feeling.
I half expected this too.
And Rio-chan just grins and says, "That's exactly the one that I wanted to face." And she drifts in his direction.
Mhm.
Shaggy lumbers over a couple of paces. So how's everyone else doing?
I am currently being detained by one of the other guys. I forget which one. I think it was Bucko.
Yeah, that's Bako.
Yeah. I'm basically squirming and fighting while being held by
And
this cat.
what about you, Ashton?
Oh, I did have Ace's thing here. Sorry, just trying to figure out what form to take. But he's actually is thinking that he should probably get to Rebecca first before getting to the mentor, especially since at least at the moment Ace is with her, so he might be able to give her some backup.
Mhm. Question, is my watch still in the box, or did they give that back to me too?
That's... I forget what I had written down for that.
Oops.
We can just say your watch has been returned to you, since it is not a particular concern to them.
I love how one of the things I thought was my transformation item was my wall ornament.
Let's see. Not Howland's. Keel maybe. Actually, I think speed might be the thing. So, I think I am going to transform into Ivory Tome.
Alrighty.
Well,
Is that official?
I'm going to say yes, especially since I need to get to Rebecca fast and get back to Parker or our mentor.
Okay. Time to get Ivory. So your transformation begins, and you have you've recombobulated yourself into a winged
Pony.
pony. All right. Now, go ahead and move to where you would like to be. With flight, I'm going to be rather generous with the amount of distance you cover.
Oh. Okay. Now, here's a good question. How far can I go?
Pick a distance and I'll correct it.
About here.
That'll do.
Look. Okay, then. Hang on, Rebecca. I'm coming.
And Ryo-chan gives Ashton a sidelong glance as he passes, but returns his attention to Parker.
Wait, did you just say he?
She's, what now?
Did you just refer to her as a guy?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Eh.
I'm not trying to break anyone's flow right now.
Sorry.
In any case, whatever mistakes I may have made, the correct thing to say is that Ryo-chan gives her, changing from one to the other in transformations is confusing. Ashton, for everyone at home, is a dude, but Ivory Tome is a lady.
Mm-hmm.
Though in my defense, the characters we're
So-
using, or most of them,
And
are from
and the player is also played by a girl.
And the players also did the... Anyway,
But yeah, to be fair, in our defense, most of the characters we've got are from a previous fanfic themed game. We just ended up deciding to change it up. Or revamp it.
so she gives the Pegasus a sidelong glance, but clearly is uninterested in whatever Ivory Tome is up to right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. And all of a sudden, I'm imagining Ivory basically giving her the wing. Don't
In
ask
any
why.
case,
Just don't ask why. Even I don't know.
and so the ape and the marauder are facing one another now,
Mm-hmm.
and the battle begins. He jumps up and is going to use his stomp attack to deliver the first blow.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. And with the new layout, yeah, here's the advanced roller. A D20 plus, that was plus agility, which in his case is quite high.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna put it that much. Rolling! Oh. Yep. Barely had to add the modifier for this one on account of... Ooh, yeah, that'll do. And let's see, how well does she defend against it? It's actually that's about the same. Oh, there we go. And so he actually does manage to land a hit on this chick
Woo!
for his opening move.
Woohoo!
Everybody cheer!
Woo!
And yeah,
Great
so
hearing
while,
wing.
Thank you.
while yeah, he collapses on top of her, and while it does land, she nevertheless does still manage to grab hold of him, and then decides to show off a little bit. And now it's her turn to attack. this one is a throw. And at this distance, she's not going to fail. And right now, we just have to figure out just how much this is going to do. I got that. Ooh. That was her attack, and how much is our boy going to resist? Okay. So far, he did manage to curl himself up into a ball, but nevertheless, it doesn't change the fact that he is now over here. As she just grabs him by his mane, spins around once, and flings him into the far corner of the dump site, sending him careening into a pile of cars that all kind of trample on top of him.
Ooh.
Or topple on top of him.
Ooh.
Rebecca, you are grappled.
Mm-hmm.
What is your next move?
I am going to try and send out a gust of wind to try and send us both flying back.
Okay. Give me a... do not have your character sheet necessarily at the ready here.
So,
Roll me a check.
yes.
Roll me a d20. I will just adjudicate from there.
Ah, baby! Sweet pea!
Oh.
And, yeah, unfortunately, you're... as Chaco is about to make very clear to you, I am a Catarl. You're not gonna be able to blow me around with that little piddly breeze you got there, lady.
I
And then
managed to knock over your boss's tent.
Don't remind her, please. Please don't remind her of that. He just kind of wraps a hand around your mouth there. Yeah, sorry, but we don't need her to be any more upset than she already is. And, Ashton, your move.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna assume that Shaggy Khan is okay and just fly over the idiot holding the sweet little Care Bear.
Okay.
And then basically
fly over there.
And then basically make a dive to his head.
Dive to his head.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Both hooves.
With that, I'm going to need you to make a dive to his head check.
Dive to his head.
Yeah, that would be a fighting check.
Right, fighting, and that is -1.
With advantage in this case because he's grappling somebody and is more focused on please don't remind her of the thing we don't want her to think about.
Alrighty. Here goes.
Ooh, that could have been bad.
Yeah, it could have.
So, 13. Is that enough? Alrighty. Alrighty, he's not paying particular attention, so it's only going to be a that. And yes!
Oh, thank goodness!
Alright, so,
Barely.
your diving check does manage to connect. You, plant your hooves directly onto his skull, making his head go down a little bit, and this unfortunately propels his hand downward, shoving the little sentient plush toy out of his grip before he's aware of what happened. And then he looks up. It's like, okay, hey, what are you doing? That's a foul! And his hands are still in a position as if he's holding something. He doesn't seem to have realized that he's dropped her.
Yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of this moment to immediately jump onto Ivory's back. Thanks, Ivory!
Hippity hoppity hoo.
Not a problem, my dear.
Alrighty. That I will consider to be a reaction. And now back to the fight.
Can I just make a little quick quip?
Go ahead.
By the way, the name's Howling Heart.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you,
Pleasure to
Howard.
meet you. Pleasure to meet you too.
Hey, wait a second. Then he looks up, he looks at his hands, realizes there's no tiny adorable wolf plushie in his grasp anymore, and then he says aloud, "Oh no."
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna
perhaps
be
creating
awesome.
characters, you should
All right.
consider the flaws as
Back
well.
to Shaggy Kong. He turns around, and he utilizes this opportunity to make a sprint action. Go over here. Go over here. That's about as far as he can go in a sprint. And that's when Ryo-chan decides to put herself into position and then fire a big, nasty energy blast directly at him.
Mm.
And that goes to... that's a nasty... Oh! Nat 1. Automatic failure.
Ooh.
So, at the last second, Shaggy ducks underneath it and moves an extra step forward.
Woo!
And there's an explosion somewhere off property.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Shaggy Khan.
Alright, back to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Wing, back to you.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
And now that that's done, basically gonna do a quick fly outward, probably causing dust to fly into the idiot's eye,
Mm-hmm.
and start heading towards our mentor.
Alrighty.
Okay, give me a dust into enemy's eye check.
Alrighty, why did I
Which
close
is-
that?
A D20 for now.
Oh, alrighty then. Come on, come on. Oh, whoops. I forgot to remove that. Sorry.
I'll just pick one. For the sake of moving this along.
I
Oh,
do-
you rolled a 17?
Well, no,
Not
it's
bad.
'cause- I mean, technically speaking, you always want to take the first roll.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You got a 19? Alrighty, congratulations.
Woohoo!
Even better. You kick up a cloud of dust, and fun fact about the Kataro,
Mhm.
they have strong senses.
Oh
Mhm.
no!
And you just threw a bunch of sand into them.
Ooh!
Like, this, stop it, that's nasty.
Sorry,
All right,
not
now
sorry.
move yourself somewhere else.
Sorry, not sorry, dear.
I'm gonna go ahead and move your Howling Heart in that direction too.
Sorry, not sorry about what I said.
Thank you for that. Alrighty. Now, you may also pilot Ace this turn.
Mm.
Ooh. Well, safe to say, he is definitely gonna stand in front of her to make sure the creep doesn't try anything.
Mhm.
Okay, and now this guy's going to run over here.
Wasn't Ace like really super totaled?
Oh shoot, was he?
Oh no, I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rio totaled him.
Oh shoot. Well,
Well, in that case, his
What?
movement speed's gonna be greatly reduced, so he's
Mhm.
probably still, like, over here.
oh,
So, 1 square per turn.
oh god. Now I don't be questioned. Is this tent still up or down?
That's down thanks to our friend Howling Heart in the previous game.
Okay, because I was about to say Ace could release it, retaliate a bit by tearing out one of the pegs for the tent. Although he could also scratch up the fabric.
That's probably going to be inevitable anyway. Anyhoozle, Ace's actions and movements are very limited. Unfortunately.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, I guess James Howlings will have to come out eventually in order to repair the poor pup.
Yeah, because I remember Rio was like really, really mad at them trying to escape, and she like really messed him up.
That's right. Anyway, back to Bako's turn. He then takes a jump action and lands over here, concluding his turn. Now, it is Howling Hearts.
Mm-hmm. I am riding a pony. That is the most adorable and awesome image ever. A Care Bear riding a My Little Pony. Anyhow,
Well,
Fan art
that
protection
happened.
there.
I am going to let out a big howl.
Oh, right ahead, my dear.
And the big howl, it goes reverberating in all directions.
Oh!
And everybody looks up. Chaco looks over yonder. Bako looks up and is, oh, I'm already in trouble. And that's when Rio-chan looks up and sees the little plush toy in the air. And boy, when she sees you up in the sky and getting away, she doesn't care remotely. Like, huh. Well, she served her purpose.
Oh my.
Did we all just
And
get
she
that?
brings her attention back to Shaggy Kong.
Oh my.
Yeah, also the howl is also meant to kind of like disorient everyone. Or at least anyone who would be affected by that.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a disorientation thing. All right, everybody's rolling saves.
Alrighty.
And
And of course, I get a phone call.
I'm going to take advantage of that. I
For
love water.
Bako. Okay, Bako, he makes his save. And what about Chaco? Chaco does not make his save. And so he, unfortunately, skips his turn. And I'm all by myself. Nobody here's listening to me. Well, people on stream, how y'all doing? Y'all got any Halloween plans? I already got big piles of candy around the house. I like candy. Candy is good. I don't know how many trick-or-treaters we're gonna have in the neighborhood. There are a few kids here and there. Maybe we'll have a couple. But I don't really have any costumes prepared. Cutting it pretty dang close. I should probably figure out what I'm going to do. I should probably double check to make sure I'm not working Halloween night. Well, if I was working Halloween night, I wonder if I get holiday bonus then. Oh, that'd be nice. Probably not, though. It's not one of those holidays they care about the same way they do Labor Day or other stuff like that.
I'm back.
Oh, hi.
Oh, so I guess we're on a 15-minute break.
Oh, well, not officially. I was just talking to your nice streamers / YouTube listeners about, my work situation and wondering whether or not
Go out here.
I was just wondering if I get any bonus for working on Halloween. I don't think I do, but it would be nice if I did.
You want to work on a Tuesday?
Oh wait, it's on a Tuesday? Oh yeah,
Yep.
I don't work on Tuesdays.
Yay!
So no Halloween bonus for me.
Hmm.
Anyway, back to the game.
Yes.
So, Bako, he made his save. Chaco did not, unfortunately.
Oof.
So he gets a turn full of stun.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And so he's up there covering his ears, his mighty Catal ears, and it goes, I don't know why you doing that, you little brat.
Hmm.
And with that, he skips his turn because he's a jerk butt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's back to Shaggy Kong. And so he rushes back up to her and is ready to get all punchy in her face with a big heavy swing. It's just gonna be a d20 for whether it lands or not. Ooh. And now it's going to be d20 plus his strength for how much it hurts. Oh, not bad. Modified 21.
Ooh.
And now for our friend's ability to circumvent the damage. Oh.
Oh, lovely.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, that punch goes right through her.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Ryo-chan got the ability to phase through solid matter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the punch goes. She's not particularly daunted by this attempt at face punching.
Mm-hmm.
And once the fist swings through her, she follows up with a downward punch of her own for her turn. And that is this versus Shaggy Kong's that. Oh, okay. Not a huge problem, but Shaggy done got himself drilled into the ground face first
Oh.
with 1 point of damage,
Mm-hmm.
and 3 points gets him knocked out.
Oh dear.
We gotta help Shaggy.
Oh. Oh.
And
Oh.
Bucko is shouting over there like heck you are.
Gust of wind.
Could I assist her
From
in
that
this?
distance.
Mm.
Gaga. It's not your turn yet. Not your turn yet.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Anyhow.
So she punches him down, just kind of hovers over him a little bit, says, what's the matter? Where was all that strength the other day? You know, the time when you spiked me into the ground like a volleyball. And for those of you at home, that was a couple of episodes ago when they fought at a school for
Mhm.
younger elementary school children.
And I died.
Yes, that was very awkward.
That was
Awkward to the point of somebody losing his temper a little bit.
Yeah, after his girlfriend lost her head.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
It was the polar opposite of the Red Queen.
In any case,
I lose my temper, you lose your head.
thank you for that. All right, Ivory Tome, you're up.
Alrighty.
Wing?
Miss Tome,
I'm here.
Wink.
Ivory, your turn.
Oh. Blast it!
Yeah.
Start making my way over to Shaggy Khan.
Okay.
Here's a good question. Is there enough time for me to actually reach them, or do I have to wait another turn?
If you sprint this one, you can reach him.
Yep, sprinting in air as a Pegasus.
Oh yeah, she's flying, so she's got that extra speed.
Okay. So, that's a sprint-a-madoo. And now we're gonna have our buddy Bako making pursuit.
Everyone's favorite.
And
Oh, God.
yeah, Howling Heart, you're up.
I'm going to try and send a gust at Rio.
Okay. Give me a gust of wind check.
So on my sheet, that's technically mined.
Alrighty. Mind it up.
Let me just make sure I got the right 2. Got it. I'm gonna add 2 to that. Roll. Come on, be better this time. Also roll.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, well, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, that was personal. That was clearly personal.
Yeah, well,
Alright, the only way Rio can beat that is with a nat 20 of her very own. That is not a nat 20.
Yeah.
So, the wind blows around, and, yeah, that will move her in a general viscerally direction. And, at that point, she sort of just howls at you. Hey, mind your own beeswax, okay? This is a private matter.
Oh, really?
And at that point, Chaco has regained his composure and is going to use his action to sprint as well. And, yeah, Bako wasn't smart enough to start sprinting on his turn.
Sounds about right.
And, let's see, anything nearby? So, yeah, this is a junkyard, and because he is Katal, he is going to pick up a... He's going to pick up a used Honda SUV, well, most of one, and throw it in the general direction of Ivory Tome.
Like you do. Also, yikes.
Ivory, I'm gonna need you to perform agility.
Alrighty, and luckily, it's a 2. Well, plus 2.
Yes. I was about to say,
Ooh.
Okay.
Alright. Beats 11, the car goes sailing under you, and crashes in a general right here position.
You really do need to work on your aim, darling.
I start laughing.
Ivory
Nice
chuckles.
one.
For those of you playing at home, what I just did was an illegal move, but I'm the game master and therefore I don't give a rip. Alright. Since I placed the thing about here, I'm going to have our boy Shaggy McCongton grab the SUV and hurl it in a general Rio's direction.
Oh boy.
Okay, and that's going to be a strength check. Hamina-hoo. Uh-huh.
Oh.
And, that's for her gonna be, oh, this time it worked!
Mm-hmm. But it's clear they're both starting to get tired.
Smashes into her and temporarily pins her to the ground. And from there, he's going to move 1, 2, 3, agility 4, 4 spaces there. And now it's Rio's turn. Yeah. So that SUV
Yep.
that's currently on top of Rio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a beam shoots through the vehicle, splitting it in half, and landing in the general direction of Shaggy Kong.
Mm-hmm.
And now Shaggy's gotta get some action there. He's going to try curling up into a ball, turning his toughness up by 2 points as a reaction, giving him a whopping 8.
Ooh.
But was that enough? Was it enough? No, it was not enough.
Ooh.
And now he's got 2 points worth of damage.
Uh-oh.
And she's going to use the rest of her turn to gently push the 2 halves of SUV from her position and just drift over to the now haggard and staggered Shaggy Kong.
Eesh.
And yeah, she's in prime gloating position. You see, I don't think you had full control over that power anyway. So you really have no business standing up to someone like me. We could use someone as powerful as you, but I don't think you're really going to take my offer. You've had a couple of chances, but, well, I think you're better off just being removed from the equation. And now it is Ivory Tome's turn.
Admittedly, one thing going through her head is, good Celestia, this is practically a child with a temper tantrum. Enemies.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Both of them.
I mean, rude, but you're not wrong.
Well, either way, she flies over to Shaggy Khan, and would you like to lend him a hand, dearie?
Yes, I would.
Passing initiative. There we go.
Well, obviously, I can't exactly quickly go gather a cloud at the moment, so right now, I might as well act as the airplane. Well, airplane or dragon, and little howler.
In her setting, they made
dragon
the same
rider.
sound effect.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. You guys know me. I'm bad with names, so either way,
Speed.
basically, you're the Pegasus rider.
Right.
Alrighty. So,
That's what I
Howling
would
Heart.
have at some point. Yes. I am going to do another strong gust of wind.
Give me another strong gust of wind check.
Yep. God, I bet she hates me at this point.
It's like the same trick over and over. Why does it keep working?
I got cocky.
And let's see. Let's
I'm
see this
also
one.
kind of exhausted too.
No.
Not necessarily the most. This is more of a an awareness thing going on here. So it'd be down to like that one. And, yeah, she looks up at that. And she's like, nope, and then phases into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And when the breeze passes, she hovers
She's behind us, isn't she?
back up over there. Luckily, she's still below you two. So at the very least, that's not going to be a problem
Mm-hmm.
until her next turn.
Yep. As I say, for now. For
And
now.
now, Bako, after seeing that weird initiative turn and what his brother did before, realizes, oh wait, I can sprint.
Tit.
And then decides to sprint.
Oh boy.
And that's all he's got. And Chaco, he's going to also sprint there and sprint here. No stray boulders or car parts within arm's reach there, but he's still ready to do some damage. And now it is time for Shaggy to attempt something again. And yeah, he sees what's going on. He knows what's about to happen. He remembers. Oh, does he remember?
Oh no.
And from there, he just digs his fingertips into the ground for a moment, squeezes them tight, and then stands up and gives a powerful and starts beating on his chest,
Mm-hmm.
hammering away like a couple of taut drums, and then turns around with a nice quick spin to deliver a backhanded blow.
Oh my.
And that would be, for accuracy's sake, that is a fight. Ooh.
Ooh.
And her fight
Ah,
is,
dang it.
nope. Nope. Not doing it. She manages to duck under that one. And then raises her.
Really, really weird game of whack-a-mole right now.
And then she raises a glowing hand to Shaggy Kong. And with a smirk, she just utters, "Nice try." And in a flash of orange light, it's over.
Crud.
Parker!
Yeah, I'm practically diving
Parker
towards him.
staggers.
Practically diving towards him to get him out of there.
Okay. Give me a diving towards him to get him out of there check.
Agility. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, come on, come on. Ooh. Not gonna argue with that.
Alrighty. And so, the two of you move over here.
Yeah, by
Do
the
you
way.
realize you can highlight and move everyone all at once?
Yeah, that's nice. Anyway,
Yeah, but you might want to also change Shaggy Khan to Parker. He's still Shaggy Khan there.
Hang on
Sorry.
a second. You successfully did your check, and now instead of being fully dead, he is simply singed on one of his big beefy arms.
Oh.
Debuffed instead of knocked out.
Oh.
I thought this was after.
Okay. Honestly, I did too, but I'll take this.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that she had hit him and then, like, had gotten him, and then after we had gone to go scoop him up because he had turned into
Well,
her.
I treated this as a reaction interpretation, mostly due to my poor interpretation of what it was that you were trying to do. But hey, don't question it.
All right.
Wait, what is that? I don't know when it's appropriate to use that term. Anywho, yes, you did manage to get him out of the way before the final blow was struck.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, she just, scoffs and uses her movement action to pull away and says, "Boys, get rid of these two."
Really?
And
That's
technically...
Sorry. Ivory was just speaking out. Really? One thing goes wrong, and you suddenly have to rely on true boys who have to use brute force, as though you were a mafia leader of sorts. Just how pathetic are you? Or
Howling Heart snickers at that.
then Ivory squints her eyes. Or is this perhaps to cover the pain of what happened to your friends when they died?
And that's when, yeah, she's,
Howling Heart gulps. That was the wrong thing to say, Ivory.
Rio-chan is unhappy at this. And at that point, she takes in a deep breath, lets it out slowly. "Boys, I want you to show them what Katarl are capable of."
You
And they
really shouldn't
both...
have said that, Avery.
And they
Perhaps
both
not.
look at him, look at her. "What? You sure, boss?" "Yeah. Destroy anything you have to. Just teach her a lesson." And so the two of them start to smirk at each other, start cracking their knuckles. And then, starting with Bako, he takes in a deep breath. And he starts to flex his muscles. And a moment later, a great swirling gust of wind turns up, and Rio-chan gives him a little bit of space. Sadly, I don't have a proper miniature to describe this, but right now,
They basically look like tigers, like proper tigers.
gigantic, very big, scary white tigers.
Mm-hmm.
Now fully quadrupedal, fully non-verbal. Bako is out for blood. And with that, he is the first to charge.
Mm-hmm.
All of his physical stats are boosted immensely. So he's here, and he is about to make a fight strike. Luckily, he does this with disadvantage since you're airborne.
Mm-hmm.
And he is not. So, two of those, and his fight is not particularly high right now.
Mm-hmm.
All the same. Okay, that's a 9. Can your agility beat a 9?
One way to find out. Whoa!
Modified 20. Yeah, it,
That definitely beats it.
Even so, when he goes up there, he spins around into a kind of self-contained miniature tornado, and though you do manage to evade him, you feel the downward draft of the breeze that he created, and it is not very fun to try to keep out of his reach. And that puts him over here now. And, Howling Heart,
Mm-hmm.
your move.
Technically speaking, the cousins can't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to try and attempt a Care Bear stare.
Okay, give me a Care Bear stare roll. Check.
Yep, let me see what that was again.
Actually, I think the proper term is Care Cousin's Call.
Yes, it is the Care Cousin call, but for this...
Gotcha.
It's another mind roll. Yeah, the Care Cousin doll does something completely different anyway.
True.
And,
Yeah, the call is meant to actually get more help.
Ah.
Alright, let's see. And this goes with... That would be, resisted... Yeah, just a d20 then.
Mm-hmm.
And so with with that call, the sound reverberates, but our tigerish friend counters with a call of his own. An overpowering roar that once again threatens to knock Ivory out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, but if he had intended to, it probably very well could.
So I'm pretty sure at this point, Howling Heart's getting kind of exhausted. She's been in her form for a while.
And now things are gonna get better because now it's Chaco's turn.
Oh, lovely.
Oh boy.
And he can do the exact same thing.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And so he grits his body, and even more quickly, he transforms himself into a similar white tiger. And yeah, he 1, 2, 3, 4 easily gets into position. And once again goes for another dive against Ivory.
Oh my.
Of course.
So, Ivory Tome, give me a get the heck out of the way check.
Ooh.
Alright, and I'll be rolling with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Might not be that way for long. Oh boy, both of them are low.
And he lands over here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have an idea.
And so, at this display, Ryo-chan knows it's only a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see about that.
And so she kind of smirks at this. But our boy, the ape, is, he's not moving. He's just sitting there, trembling right now. And Ryo-chan looks over in his direction, just sort of cocks an eyebrow up, thinking, okay. And then she realizes what's going on and rubs her hands together. That's right. Show me the big guns.
Ivory glares at her. You shut your tone, lady!
And with that, he finally raises both fists up, roaring into the sky, and then slamming them on the ground once, slamming them on the ground twice, and then grasps the ground once more and howls again until we start to see the transformation take place. And on this turn, his action is to grow one size bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns in her direction and takes a step toward her. And, yeah. And right now, Ryo-chan, she's just taking this moment to hover a little bit higher off the ground, crosses her arms, and just waits. That's her turn. And, Ivory, you got a increasing size ape under you right now.
Yep.
Well, I'm not focusing on him, because right now, there are more pressing matters, especially since the two tigers that are probably trying to grab at us from below.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what is your plan?
Little Howler, what were your abilities again?
What?
Oh, yeah, kind of hiccup there on Discord.
Little one, what was your abilities again?
That was the Howling Heart.
Again?
Hmm?
Oh, mine are basically it's like I have my wind, and then I've got the call, little cousin call.
How well would wind mix with lightning and thunder?
I think I've got enough in me for one more.
And hopefully that would be just
Alrighty.
enough. Then
Alrighty,
Ivory-
a combined action. Here we
Yep.
go.
So Ivory quickly flies up, gather as much clouds as she can, force him to make the thunder clouds, and does her thing as I'm sure my temporary partner is doing hers.
Would this be advantage or?
This would be advantage, yes.
Yes.
The two of you helping, she helps. She uses her windy powers to gather up the clouds even faster. And that's
a
12. That succeeds at that, yes.
Woohoo! Alright. And mine would be, what is it, fighting or dexterity?
To aim the thing, that'd be fighting.
Alright, then that's a -1. Come on. Ah, 9.
11. Oh yeah, 9. Oof.
Dang it.
Alrighty.
Wait a minute. I have one last D6.
Oh,
I am
Oh,
going,
that's right.
I am
That's
going
right.
to use that.
throw it down.
Come on. Yes!
There we go.
Woo!
Brings it from a 9 to a 14. That does hit. Pick your target. Wait, doesn't matter. Electricity. It has a small area of effect with things that are right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And with the wind abilities, that should really spread the effect a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, both of these get one strike against them, giving them 1 point of dabblage each.
I would like to remind everyone that these two characters are based off of Hasbro toys geared towards little girls.
Well, you're not wrong.
And the two down there are based off of a sci-fi space opera from the 90s,
Yes.
featuring super guns and super aliens.
But I'm just saying, I think it's just so awesome that these two girls are doing this badass move together. It's My Little Pony and Care Bears.
And yeah, you got pretty high up into the air. Bako.
Creating basically, essentially, what would be on the cover of a metal album.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Now, you're seeing on the ground, one white tiger is hopping onto the back of another white tiger. And the two of them... one of them jumps into the air, while the other jumps off of his brother, propelling himself over you.
Good.
And now, Bako is turning around in the air, corkscrewing in the sky, and he's coming down to you. With that combined action, he loses his disadvantage and is just going to fight you both. Get ready to resist.
That one.
And he's over there now, drilling himself into the ground like a power drill.
Overshot. Also,
Some
let's not.
things never change.
And meanwhile,
I mean, let's not forget that there's also a windstorm going on now because of all of this.
true. And meanwhile, Ivory is basically going blink, 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 blink. Huh. I guess the intelligence isn't all that different in this form.
And here I was terrified before the game that they were just going to eviscerate you both. Because they have all the stats they need to do that quite easily.
Yep. Yes, they do.
And,
I have seen how Katara work.
and Ryo-chan just looks in that general direction and just kind of face palms a moment. Whatever, they did their job. Now, I just have to wait for the fireworks. And guess who's getting bigger?
This isn't good.
I would also like to point out that after that whole thing, Rebecca has returned to herself because she was too tired to keep it up.
Oh, blasted.
And with that, Howling Heart is no longer a heart that howls.
Yeah, I am no longer a tiny, soft, squishy, lightweight plushie.
Oh, that's right. That means, Ivory Tome, roll me a strength check.
Which is a -1. Go figure. I'm not gonna complain.
Okay, so that windstorm is still going, giving you a nice little updraft.
And we may just
But
need
now that you're still airborne, but now all of your agility checks are going to be done at disadvantage.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had transformed last time, and I'd definitely done a lot, so I kind of figured it would have done quite a lot on me.
Alrighty. And with that, Shaggy Kong is, well, let's just do a little quick thing here. That number is not the number it was before.
Lovely.
And, yeah, he's still not striking. He's still just getting bigger. And, yeah, Ryo-chan. She has, decided that he's probably big enough. And that's when she decides to curl up a ball of energy in her hands and blast it at full strength into his face. Now, gonna do this. Hamanahu.
I gotta say, on the map, it kind of looks like Rebecca has wings. I'm sorry.
It's kind of adorable.
Oh, that was the strength check to measure for damage.
Oh dear.
Let's see how successful it is.
Ooh.
Didn't quite get past his plus 12 modifier. Yeah, the beam sort of just glances off of one of his giant pectoral muscles. And Ryo-chan's face turns pale. And oh, this is probably a mistake.
You think?
And yeah. So, Ivory Tome, your movement has been halved in the air as well.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. We basically did that attack together. I half expected this to happen. She looks at Shaggy Khan. But for now, I think we need to get the rest of our team together before we try to stop this.
I think I need to get to solid ground.
Right. And with that, I start making way towards our mentor and Ace.
Okie dokie.
Not that. About probably here?
At a sprint, I'll allow it.
Okay. Well, I am basically sprinting since, let's face it, we need to get everybody together before we can try to calm Shaggy down.
Right.
And Killian,
Nah.
Ivory is also looking towards him and muttering softly, "Please come back to yourself soon."
And that brings us over to Bako. He kicks his legs in the air a little bit. You know, seeing as how only the lower half of his torso is visible right now. So give him a nice little strength check. Oh yeah, he's out. He's out of there. He's out of there, and he starts running to here. And Rebecca, do you have any moves you want to perform right now?
I'm just clinging on to Ivory's neck right now.
Okay. And that brings us to Chaco, who is now taking a sprinting action. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that brings us back to our dear friend Shaggy Kong. Okay. And, well, they say the Kong grew one more size that day.
I get that. I know that reference.
And now he's going to take a moment to slap a bee out of the sky. Oh, lucky for her, his roll was very low. Now let's go for her agility. Having a who? Okay, so he swipes with a gigantic hand, but she manages to back up out of his reach before he manages to, smack her and turn her into pretty much just some soot on the ground somewhere. And that's when she decides to try again with the energy blast. This time, giving it a little bit of extra chutzpah.
Chutzpah.
And how do I want to do this?
You don't.
It's one of those. And it's this plus this. And now she's rolling against this.
Oh my.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, she does succeed because the block. Oh, I forgot what the rule said about a block tying with an attack. Who wins? So in this case,
Attacker.
the more dramatic thing is for the attacker to win. And so, he staggers back a little bit, taking a point of damage, but then he puts his gigantic hands on the ground and starts trembling once more, and then covers his smoldering face with one of his hands. We hear gigantic heaving breaths filling massive lungs. And now that takes us back to Ivory Tome's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, still making my way towards our mentor. And here's actually a good question. Are we away from the windstorm at this point?
The windstorm is dying down, but it's not dead yet.
Alright. I can only assume it's probably up to here, maybe? Or a box below?
That'll work.
Okay.
By the way, I can't move my token.
Oh, what the
I
hey?
fix.
Mm-hmm.
You fix!
If this...
Seagull.
If this would just stop being a second delayed with everything I do. Alright, now, roll for agility.
Alrighty. And luckily that's a 2.
With disadvantage.
Now you tell me. Are you kidding me?
And now, let us see the damage.
Well, that's a 1 and fail no matter what, I bet.
Hang on, you still got toughness to roll. Oh dear.
Yeah, and concerning that my toughness is a -2?
Is it remotely possible that you won't get an automatic... You give it a roll, you might lose 1, but if you don't roll, you're probably going to lose 2. Oh.
Not 1.
Oh
yeah,
my.
we're about to plummet.
Yeah, that's a strike out of the air. And so, with that, Bacco leaps through the air, gives Ivory a deadly slash, which normally that would be 2 points, but with the natural 1, that's an additional point of damage, bringing her down to the 3 necessary to knock her out in a single hit.
Mm-hmm.
And now, they are both falling. Rebecca, roll me toughness.
Yep.
In your human form, It's just a d20.
Yeah, I figured.
Crud.
Oh.
Oh boy, this game's not gonna last very much longer, is it?
Nope.
And so you land here.
Ow!
She lands here before reverting back very immediately into
Ashton.
his original form.
How mangled am I?
You're bleeding, and you have one broken arm, your left arm.
Ooh.
There we go. But you're otherwise okay. You have a little bit of head trauma, and it is bleeding there, though. And you're also prone. Both of
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Oof. Ow.
And Rebecca, it is your turn.
Yeah. I'm going to try and crawl my way over to Ashton.
That gives you 2, yeah. And that brings us to Chaco. He's over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Please, no more. No more.
He prowls, and he's getting ready for the lunge. And remember what I said about reaction?
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody has a reaction to that.
Yeah, I'll bet. I'll bet.
You know, I have expected that too.
And yeah, Tiger Chaco turns around, and he sees a shadow cross over him, as if something large and hairy were blotting out the sun for a moment. And once he realizes what it is, he's not a problem anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The new problem takes the form of a massive shockwave that sends everybody away from him.
Mm-hmm.
And you two are now over here, and there are now no longer any vertical anything. Tents, car piles, all knocked over.
Ow.
And you see a twitching tiger foot underneath one of his gigantic paws.
Mm.
And yeah, Ryo-chan is displeased with that. Like, hey! Hey! You're fighting me, mister!
Ugh.
And then, yeah, he remembers he certainly is fighting her.
Mister.
Now, this time around, he is not growing anymore. As a matter of fact, he raises himself up on his hind legs, and then just howls into the sky, pounding his chest a little bit again. And then he slams his hand into the wound that she made previously with her last big energy blast. And then what you see is that he starts to shrink.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she looks at that, and she just sort of scoffs and gives a maniacal laugh. Oh, I get it. So, you're finally out of steam, huh? Well, I'll have you know I'm still raring to go. And she produces another energy blast and fires it in his general direction, like you do.
Mm-hmm.
God, she really is a child. I really wasn't kidding.
And
Wait,
then
why did I just say that?
And then with that, he just sort of raises a hand, slaps the energy blast out of his direct path, and uses it to blow up a different section of the dump site.
Like
And
you do.
she just blinks a little, huh? And backs up a little bit. Like, hey, what gives? And yeah, Baco has seen what has just become of his brother, who is, yeah, he's, like I said, he's not a part of this fight anymore.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, I don't have a miniature for it, but he's human again. Sort of
Only
just
human again.
lying on his back, half buried in the sediment that used to be solid pavement around him. Just begging that nothing land on him in his current state. And Baco is unhappy.
I'll bet.
He goes here, goes here, and tries to do another one of his great big lunge attacks at him. Okay, with his fighting skill, let's bump it up to that. And Shaggy Kong's defensive skills at this size are that. And he just sort of... Yeah, Shaggy Kong completely ignores his attack as he sort of tries to perform that corkscrew attack only to get matted up in his great mane.
Oof.
Yeah, I think we should
And
get our doggo and teacher before fixing this.
yep. This would be the time to do it. Go ahead.
Right? And
Hanako.
come on.
Hanako is fine.
Remember, I can barely move.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but are there any other forms you can take on?
He did it again. Why did you let him do it again?
We didn't exactly get a chance to stop him. And apparently the psycho child is more determined than we thought. And no, I'm not talking about Parker. Apparently this was a setup. This was going to be the plan the whole time. And he glares at Ryo-chan. All because of a good fight to hide her pain. Where did that one come from? What the heck?
No. This isn't about just a good fight. This is a territorial dispute. Right now, they're fighting for dominance, for control over the entire area. This will decide who runs the entire city, as far as shifters are concerned.
In the meantime, I do need medical attention.
Huh? You idiot boy! Why didn't you tell me Rebecca was in such a terrible state?
Why do you think I was asking her if she has another form to take on, so this way maybe the injuries will vanish with her for a brief moment?
All right. Let's see. Let's see. Can you transform? That will be able to delay the worst of the injuries.
I just turned back after exhaustion.
Of course. Let's see. Uh, she brings up her own little device from around her neck and starts quickly scrolling through it with hands that pretty much cover whatever forms she has. All of it one-handed, as if she has had lots of practice with it. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do either.
I'm sorry to put this on you guys.
No, it's okay. You! There's gotta be a tent peg around here somewhere. Bring one!
What?
Nat is shouting at Ashton.
I
not
know,
you.
but she's just like, what do you need that for?
Probably to set your bone. And he goes looking for one, and
Right, as a splint.
yep.
I was just like, what are you gonna do with that? She was
And
thinking
she-
like, you're not gonna try and wedge that into something, are ya?
And she runs over to the fence, grabs the tent tarp that has been pretty much imprinted against it from the last shockwave,
Mhm.
takes it over, and starts trying to tear at the canvas as best she can. Takes a couple of tries, but she gets a good long strip of it.
Mhm.
Fun thing about canvas, it's tough, but once you get a nick in it, it tears easy.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And
And
good-
with the three of you running around doing that,
here's a good question. Would at this time Ace be able to be close to Rebecca and the rest of us by now?
yes.
Alrighty.
All right.
Actually,
And
here's a
with
bit-
that,
here's a very good question before.
Yeah?
What are the odds that he finds a snack bar or something for her to have from the rubble?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
well,
Roll for that.
yeah, go ahead and roll for it.
Alrighty. You know what? Let's keep it to 20. Come on. Ooh.
Ah.
Okay. So
I mean,
it's
they
not
do live
exactly. It's not exactly a protein bar or anything convenient like that. It's you find a can of beans.
Of course.
And luckily, it is broken open.
Mm-hmm.
It can be consumed. It's just not.
Cold.
It's cold. It's got debris in it, but you can't really be choosy right now.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not like you can't
Say-
scoop the debris out and just eat what's good.
Yeah.
Then go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat what I can.
And at least that should give you some energy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not good for now while she's still in shock.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is to make sure she doesn't get any more hurt. Also, she starts using the rest of the tent tarp and more poles that she found to set up a makeshift mat for her to lay on and for the two of you to eventually pick up and move her with.
Thank you.
Don't think it's
Meanwhile, the fight continues. And our boy Shaggy Kong, he's continuing to shrink. Faster and faster this time. And Baco is still struggling to get out. But once he reaches a certain low size, he does manage to finally succeed.
Mm.
And so smaller and smaller until he's more or less his original size, but he's not his original shape anymore.
Oh my.
He is standing up fully erect like any normal man would. His proportions are basically human, but like Mr. Universe levels of big.
Oh my.
Yeah,
His
she
mane
said.
is still drifting out behind him, but the way he looks, the way his fur is positioned across his body, he almost looks like a tailless Super Saiyan 4 right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she
And
said.
Rio-chan is freaking out. What on earth am I looking at? What even are you right now?
This who practically begged for a transformation? Sheesh.
And Shaggy Kong just sort of looks up at her and
I think
just
he's about to go down.
says to her, "Why don't you come down and find out?" That's Parker's voice. And wait, you can talk now? I can talk, I can fight, I can do whatever I want. Also, gonna take care of this right now. There we go. And yeah, he's holding his action for the time being.
Oh boy.
And Rio-chan is going to form an energy sword in her hand and dive down at him to give him a nice big swipe across the face. Only your boy just casually ducks and follows up with an uppercut. With an uppercut, yeah, you don't just hear the impact, you feel it. Like a burst of fireworks, the reverberation hits you from all the way where you are. And she goes over here,
Mm-hmm.
careening like a comet into another pile of cars that miraculously managed to stand up from that last shockwave. And Rio-chan is, officially, shall we say,
Down for the count.
feeling it for the first time.
Mm.
Well, she did basically ask for it. And territorial or very in pain, whatever her reason is, she just bit off more than she could chew.
And, Ashton,
Yep.
it's your move.
Alright, this is gonna sound stupid, but is there anything else you need my help with before I see if I can help Parker?
And, that's when your dearly beloved mentor
Mm-hmm.
turns her head to you, blinks a couple of times, as if trying to process the immeasurable amount of stupid that just came out of your face just now.
Yes,
What?
I know, but at the same time, you really think leaving that, and he points to Shaggy, is a good idea to be left alone for too long?
And she looks over at this new form that Parker has taken, and she just shakes her head and says, "That's not Shaggy Kong. I don't know what that is, but it's not Shaggy Kong."
Maybe not. That doesn't mean I can't try to help him. Especially even if it's just to keep the two idiots away from him.
You are not going there without transforming into something, but right now, it's going to take both of us to get Rebecca out of here.
Right.
So help me get her onto the platform.
All right. And he does so?
Okay. And with that, she instructs you to pick up the other side while she attempts to lift her side. But it's very clear that even this shared weight of a not particularly large person on a mat is a little bit more than she's capable of right now.
Wait a minute. Are there any small wheels around? Are there any small wheels around? Maybe we can attach one end to this thing.
The only wheels around here are car tires.
Doesn't mean there can't be a bicycle or two.
Unfortunately, not that kind of junkyard.
Ugh. Wait, just cars?
Just cars.
What's the smallest size car? What's the smallest size car that's usually here?
At best you're gonna find a smart car. One of those lunch boxes on wheels.
That might be enough. Be right back. And he goes, looking for one? Well, because let's face it.
Huh?
In fact, he is going to transform into Matthias.
Here we go. Let's see.
Well, you says yourself he needs to transform.
Yep. NPCs. Alt modes. Matthias. Matthias Overland.
Yep.
And you transform yourself into the conniving cat burglar Matthias.
And I immediately go searching for a smart car tire.
Well, smart car tires aren't usually very different from typical tires, but, well, there are different sized tires, yeah.
So that would be mine, but it's at 0, so... Ooh!
Well, holy crap.
Yo. Nice.
Problem is, you got anything in your thieves' tools that can unbolt tires from a vehicle?
Thieves' tools.
As a matter of fact, yes. And I pull it out.
Then get to work!
Working on it!
In the meantime, I gotta show what Baco is up to now.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Baco sees that his target is smaller than it was before. Never been the brightest tool in the shed. Because tools are bright. That's how that works. He goes over and attempts to make an attack at him. But he finds something very he learns a very important lesson. Our boy our boy Parker, Shaggy Kong Parker, whatever, just turns around and just roars at him. Roars at him and propels him into the back wall. And once he's there, his transformation runs out. And he too is only human again. And yeah, Parker is undaunted, unamused, and unfazed. So, everyone at home, I want you to realize he just drove back a transformed Katarl by yelling at it.
Oh my.
Yeah, at this point, I'm really expecting a lot. Especially since I got a theory of what's going on, since you even said so yourself. The voice that came out of him was, in fact, Parker's voice.
Which terrifies the ever-loving crap out of me.
And so he returns his attention to his proper opponent and just starts walking. He's in no hurry.
Yeah, we know. He doesn't need to be.
And
God, that's imposing.
now
That
it's
is imposing.
now it's Ryo-chan's turn.
Mm-hmm.
And she is upset. She is very upset.
Face upset.
She is upset to the point where the pile of car parts that she has been embedded in stops being a pile and just turns into a loose scattering in all directions.
Mm-hmm.
And she decides to just jet her way up into his face and punch him as hard as she possibly can.
Because that's how that works. Yeah, that's gonna totally work in her favor.
And with that, Hamina-hoo. Yep, with that one. That modifier doesn't usually go to fights, but yeah, she's not having it right now.
Mm-mm.
And now for our boy's toughness.
Oh. Wow.
You okay?
You okay? So, this does manage to successfully propel him into a different part of the battlefield. Yeah, deep breaths. And cough well. And yeah, she's in a rage right now. She is fuming, has her arms out to her sides, gathering up energy. The next thing she's gonna do on her turn is release the mother of all motherloads, mother of all payloads against this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes us back to Matthias.
Now, have I gotten the wheel off yet?
Was that?
Have I gotten the wheel off yet?
Is it particularly difficult? A little bit. Give me a roll.
Of course. What kind of roll?
This would be agility, strength, dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, now I got 2 in that case. Okay, not bad.
Okay, that succeeds. You managed to get 2 of them off in the time that you need to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that. I bring the boat and grab a pole from the fire pit. and bring them right over and start getting them set up on one end of the contraption.
Alrighty. That's gonna take a bit to perform, so that takes us back to, So, okay. Rebecca, what do you have to contribute? I'm hilarious, aren't I?
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty much a potted plant right now.
I'm sorry. That's what happens when you fall from a great height.
Yeah, especially when you're not transformed.
I didn't mean to.
Mm.
I didn't plan any of this. How could this happen to me?
Ay.
You made my mistakes.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, close enough. Anyway, so
Also, I have ginger.
Baco, he can technically still act, and he is just sort of edging his way along the wall here, trying his best not to be noticed.
Do not perceive me not.
And so is Chaco, just kind of scooting himself, almost crab walking away. Because he does not want to get caught up in that blast. And that brings us back to the fight. And now he's going to take an action. And that action is a jump. So he's going to jump. And he's going to land right here. And she looks at that. Wait, what? How did you... And before she can redirect her energy attack, he reacts to it by slapping both of his hands on the sides of her head. And yeah. Remember that previous shockwave?
Yep.
You get another one of those.
Oh boy.
And now, imagine yourself in Ryo-chan's position. Her head is in the middle of that shockwave. And you see her kind of stagger back. The energy just sort of putters out in her hands, dissipating, leaving her palms smoking as she stands back a little. And Parker just starts to speak. You're not particularly careful when you're angry, are you? You're very good at phasing through solid objects, but not when you're concentrating on an attack. And while this is happening, Hanako is staring mouth agape at this display. And she shakes her head a little, saying, I have no idea who this person even is. This is a completely new person. But She then tries to shake herself out of it. Doesn't matter, we just have to get Rebecca out of here.
Well, that's the plan for now.
Okay, so let's go. And she starts to hobble her way out.
Alright, and I start helping to drag Rebecca and the contraption behind me with Ace walking behind?
Yep. Oh, sorry. Forgot you could control him.
No worries.
Meanwhile, the boys are unproning themselves and using whatever movement action they have to get as far away from this as possible.
That's probably the first smart thing they've done all day.
They're like, not my circus, not my monkeys. Literally.
So that just leaves this clash of the titans right here.
Mm-hmm.
And our boy Parker, he's got a little bit more of a point to prove. Oh yeah, that reminds me.
Uh-oh.
2.
Bless you.
For all of you playing at home, this is the most damage that Ryo-chan has ever received during this campaign.
Ooh. That's actually a good point.
And, yeah. This is where our boy decides to try to take a little bit more initiative and just pull his fist back and just start to wheel it around and around and around, spinning it faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
Like the cartoons.
Yeah, I can see where this is going.
Ryo-chan, she sees where this is going too, and she decides to take to the skies. And from there, she raises both hands over her head, and we see beams of energy focusing between her palms, creating an energy ball, increasing slowly in size. More and more and more and more. And yeah, they're both charging up something big.
Oh no.
So, for the sake of simplicity, does everyone consent to going closer to the exit?
Yes.
Yes.
Then I'm going to move everybody closer to the exit.
Careful.
1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, that's as far as you go. And yeah, that brings us back to this particular clash. This is the moment of truth, folks. And Ryo-chan is the one to drop the proverbial bomb first. She throws both of her hands down in front of her, and down comes a massive energy ball. Whereas our boy Parker, he's still swinging his arm faster and faster. This time it looks like it's a friggin' turbine. And he's waiting for that energy ball to come toward him. Just close enough for him to throw the fist. And then, on impact, the world goes blinding bright white. For just a moment.
The yellow sky.
And as form and shadow return to the world around you, anyone who can perceive in that direction sees the energy ball sort of cave in on itself, starting at the point where Parker punched it. It starts to almost swallow itself up.
Oh boy.
But out the other side of that energy ball, back toward Ryo-chan, it bursts, almost like a single great shotgun blast, right back at her. With a roaring, thunderous boom, hundreds of rays of light go hurtling back toward Ryo-chan, blasting her point blank, and then sends her flying to the horizon. This fight is over.
But is Parker gonna return back to normal easily?
That's a good question.
Well, because this fight is over, we no longer need a battle map.
Mm-hmm.
What we have is another massive blast that had shifted everyone from their position.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
The fences around are knocked over. Everyone is outside of any property line. But luckily, no further injuries are sustained, miraculously enough. Though everyone's ears are ringing right now.
I'll bet.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, it's probably worth it.
Tinnitus simulator!
And everyone, all you see from the battle site is just a smoldering pillar of smoke and dust rising from the impact site. But Parker is nowhere to be found.
What? Oh, please tell me that at least the watch is working.
So, you check the watch, and it gives a strange kind of weak signal, but it's close.
Yep, following the signal. You wait. Just wait here. Ace, keep them safe.
And Ace agrees to do so. And the closer you get to the signal, the more you perceive some kind of weak, choking cry.
Cried.
It's infantile, but it's not. It's also not like any baby you'd ever heard.
Yeah, I am rushing and literally mentally preparing myself for what I'm about to see.
And what you see, crawling, choking, coughing, and crying out from the base of the pillar is a little infant gorilla with a great brown mane.
Oh boy.
Whoa. He must have really laid into her to have gone into this form. I gently picked the little one up.
And
if you'll allow me.
he clings to you, and you quickly learn that at no age is an ape weak.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of gripping, kind of putting the pressure on with his fingertips. It's not crushing you, but it does hurt.
They kind of need to be in order to, like, survive.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna
They
fight
hold on
it.
to their mother's, it's instinct.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna fight it, especially after what just happened. Oh, really is gonna need a little comfort buddy. And actually, I'd like to double check the watch just in case.
Yep. It's coming from the little ape.
Well, at least you're not the result of something else, I was thinking. And I start walking back to Rebecca and the others.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Hanako has been monitoring Rebecca's condition.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like there is proper concern for concussion, but that'll require a professional to look into.
Right.
Note to self, try to make a healer character. Yeah, I think we're gonna need one at this point.
A backup healer would not be a bad idea.
Yeah, because I've got all the healers.
Come to think of it, maybe I could do a medic.
That would be useful.
And it would fit with Ashton's character.
Mm-hmm. For now, though, when Hanako looks at what you're bringing back over,
Mm-hmm.
she sort of narrows her eyes, wonders, what am I looking at for a moment? And then realization comes over her. And she says to hurry, bring him over, now.
I'm hurrying.
And she just looks at this tiny Kong thing, sniveling its little nostrils, leaking out all kinds of dust-filled mucus all over you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even fighting. In fact, I'm trying to do a slight little bounce to cheer him up a bit.
And she just shakes her head. That boy is out of his mind.
With Parker, I shouldn't even be surprised.
I've seen this before.
Hmm?
Once. In all of the experimentation that's ever taken place. Where a subject expended so much energy that they somehow
Regress.
reverted to this lesser form instead of a greater one.
Mm-hmm.
We've never been able to reproduce it in a controlled environment. But then this happens. I don't think you understand what just happened just now. I barely understand what just happened. But to sum it up the best I can, you know how when you use up a character's time, you can't transform back into him for a while?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the same is true for your human forms. Parker exhausted his human form.
Huh. Wait, so does that mean that what happened before, he basically fused perfectly with his Shahikon form?
I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
No, it's okay. I mean, honestly, it's the only thing I could think of for what just happened. I mean, Shahikon suddenly having voice is one thing, but for him to basically talk just like Parker, tone and all? Yeah, it feels like the character and the creator were practically in agreement and became a perfect fusion for a short time. How the heck do I know that?
She looks at you, blinks a couple of times, and says, "Do you have any idea the implications of what you just said?"
And he shrugs.
a perfect fusion between the character's strengths and the creator's will. No, this wasn't just a perfect fusion of the normal character. He fused with the giant version of it.
Yeah, but the character was technically its own being, wasn't it? So wouldn't it make sense that we'd all have our own piece of selves in the characters?
And she walks up, she grabs you by the sleeve and pulls you down so that your face is level with hers.
Okay.
Never attempt what he just did.
Well, duh. Especially depending on the character. Jeez.
And
I'm a bit of a
at hearing the coughing, she pushes you back and returns her attention to Rebecca. Are you all right? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
We need to get her to a hospital. There's only one way to do this. And then you hear echoing through the sky, "No way!"
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
And yep. It's Ryo-chan hovering overhead. And she's got an energy ball in her hand. No way. He hasn't got the last blow yet. And I see where he is. And I am about to win this city. No one is going to mess with me anymore once I'm through with him. And
Yeah, no.
that's when Hanako steps up. Ashton?
Yeah, I was actually about to say I take out the blow dart and basically shoot her at her neck to knock her out again.
Oh?
Yeah,
And,
honestly, at this point, no matter who's in control, there's basically a deadpan glare on Matthias, and that basically says, yeah, we're done with this.
And now, give me a blow dart roll.
And that would be... fighting?
That would be fight, actually.
Alrighty. At least worst comes to worst, if it doesn't work, I can always use my D6 that I got back, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It's not going to be enough no matter what, is it?
Well, who knows? Miracles could happen.
Yeah, true. So, worst comes to worst. Only an 8. Still not enough, is it?
Well,
That'll be a 7.
that's a 7,
Oh,
actually.
3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7. Sorry. My bad.
It's okay.
And with that, she blasts the dart out of the sky. And with that, she's
Oh god, she wasted it. She wasted her attack.
I can make another one. She starts to concentrate, and lo and behold, she does make another one.
Boy.
See? You can't beat me! And during that whole exchange, Hanako is now Mothra-ko.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least I provide good distraction.
And when she sees Mothra-ko down there, Ryo-chan realizes she is all kinds of screwed.
Mm-hmm.
As she should have
Now,
realized.
for those of you playing at home, Ryo-chan and Mothra-ko have fought before.
They have a bit of a rivalry at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The first time they met, Mothra-ko did not get out of it very well, but she still proved enough to be an actual
What was that?
rival. But right now, all it takes is a single wing beat for Mothra-ko to get all up in Ryo-chan's grill. And with a pair of very terrifying, glowing, segmented eyes, she stares into her. And a moment later, her antennae start to glow.
Uh-oh.
And then there's a kaboom. There's a kaboom, and Ryo-chan just hits the ground like a sack of bricks. And that's when Mothra-ko drifts back over to the others, takes in a deep breath, and says, "As I had meant to say, I can provide transportation." And so, she picks up the platform that Rebecca's on, and that's when little Shaggy Kong gets excited and climbs onto her, climbs
Aww.
onto one of her arms, making little monkey noises.
Aww.
Baby.
And he then like holds a finger up to Rebecca, poking her to see if she's okay.
Aww.
Her eyes kind of flutter a little bit. She's like, her eyebrows are kind of knit together, like really not doing too well.
Ashton,
Yep.
please hold on to me somehow.
No problem. And he does so, especially since he's Matthias at the moment.
And with that, she looks over at Ace, and with her free hand, sort of grabs him, picks him up, and with another wing beat, they are airborne. And moments later, everybody's back at the base.
Yay.
Now then, what was the name of this form you have now, Ashton?
Matthias. And the tail wags a bit.
She asks what Ashton's form's name is. She's wondering what Matthias' name is.
Oh, sorry. Not used to giving a full name. Matthias Overland. Myra Sly Cooper the Thief, at your service.
She gently sets down Ace. Whenever possible, do some repairs, whatever you can. Salvage whatever you can. Ace has been most loyal. And then she
Finally warming up to Ace.
she looks at the ape hanging off of her arm.
Well, look at
I
it this way.
suppose I will need to take care of this one. Last time it took an entire week for him to revert back.
Well,
This, I have no idea how long it will take.
at least on the bright side, he likes you.
He's making little ooh-ooh noises. Good, I suppose.
Yeah, although,
But then,
here's a good question. You want me to call his brother so this way he knows and doesn't go into a panic? And yes, he knows about the shifter thing.
I think she actually was there with all of that too when we all explained it.
and she just sort of mutters under her breath. Figure out what to tell him, and I will do what I can. But first, I will have to take Rebecca to the hospital myself. I am sorry, Rebecca. There will be no possibility of stealth here. The world will associate your face with mine.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
And so, with another wing beat, she takes off into the sky once more. And Ashton, she leaves you to mind the base, to mind Ace, and to make that very unpleasant phone call.
And face.
Meanwhile, on your way over there, she makes it to the hospital, and there is a rather large hubbub about this near 8-foot woman with massive wings cradling someone in her arms and asking to get her a trip to the emergency room.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's security, police are called, but no one dares make a move in her direction.
Oh boy.
And Rebecca,
Mm-hmm.
roll me a toughness check with disadvantage.
Yep.
Wow.
10.
All right. So you do begin to drift. But before you do,
Mm-hmm.
you hear her say that whatever they do, let no one know something. And then you drift off. And this, well, not quite where it ends.
Mm.
When you wake up the next morning, and it is the next morning,
Yep.
you have a bandage wrapped around your head.
Mm-hmm.
Your arm is in a sling, but not in a cast. Turns out it was just dislocated.
Ooh.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, but I've heard those can be extremely painful regardless, especially when you put it back.
Luckily, she was not awake when it happened.
Yeah.
Whew.
You do have an IV though to you. It's not blood. It's not blood,
I
but
still.
it's just that.
She just doesn't look at it.
Mm.
Because seeing it's what bothers her. It doesn't even matter if it's blood or not. It's just. Warn me next time you do that, though.
And
Because
and you
personally,
have
I am very sensitive to that kind of thing.
sorry. The oddest thing though is that you have a mask on.
Hmm? What kind of mask?
It's like a loose cloth mask. It looks like it was improvised out of a pillowcase.
Hmm?
And turns out you have a visitor.
Who is it?
Just your friendly neighborhood ninja.
Hey, Shiro?
Mm-hmm.
I am very confused.
So, yeah. Hanako brought me up to speed with what happened. And I gotta tell you,
Yes.
I have no memory of being a baby monkey.
You know, speaking
I
as a player,
barely
it's
do
probably
either.
mine as well.
To be fair, I hardly do either.
Well,
Quite out of it.
speaking of out of it, that's exactly what I'm here for.
What?
So far, nobody knows who you are yet. And I'm here to make sure it stays that way.
Okay.
And so, with a little bit of ninjutsu, there's a little bit of a breeze, and when the nurse opens up the door to check on everyone, there's no one in the room. Just a handwritten slip of paper saying, "Thanks, I'm fine."
Huh.
Meanwhile, Ashton. I had actually lied. They were actually in there for 3 days.
Yeah, the killer is going through my mind after Hanako left. Matthias would just exclaim, "Well, at least it ain't my problem. Have fun, Ashton," and transformed back.
That jerk.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Ashton is holding his head like he's got a DC spell going on. Whoa.
So, I want you to roll me a d20.
Oh, God.
Mhm.
Please tell me that's at least a little good.
14. Okay.
At the very least.
This basically sums up how the phone call went.
Okay.
So, there was some shouting, some cursing, a few demands that you were not able to comply with, but ultimately, he ended the call without rushing to your house and, taking you in over anything.
Well,
So that's a plus.
yeah. Talk about small mercies. And obviously, aside from work and family, I at times go back to take care of Ace and anything. Maybe do some upgrades on Johnny as James Howlands. Actually,
Jinx.
I think Ace and Johnny both need an upgrade or something. I mean, at least on the sheet for Ace, I got him down for just the bite and claws attack.
Well, now's a pretty good time to do it. You're gonna need new parts for those anyway, and
True.
trust me, needs a lot of parts for that.
Yeah, and we still have yet to. Well, I still have yet to do the FNAF character, and I still need your help with that.
Of course, of course. And with all of that, give me one more d20 roll.
Oh, goody. What the hey? I don't know what to ask.
Ace is functional, but there's not a lot of him you can salvage other than his core components.
Ugh.
So Ace is still Ace, but Ace is out of it for the time being.
Oh,
man.
baby.
Sorry, buddy. Definitely gonna have to go through some junkyards to find some parts for you. And I give him pats on the head. Wallace James.
Aw.
Come to think of it. He starts looking up online. I wonder if there's a few old animatronic toys out for sale.
Like Furbies and stuff? For real
Well,
friends?
Actually, for real friends would actually be perfect, especially since even if he can't use the components, he can at least model a new exoskeleton for Ace, and maybe work a bit more on the outer shell itself.
Get like a biscuit model.
Well, I don't know about a biscuit model, but I did just say that he could probably go for some upgrades, especially since, well, let's face it, considering before the added energy, he did look like he was, while done professionally, still looked like he just was built out of scraps.
Right. I mean, Biscuit is like a really, really articulated dog, though.
Yeah, true.
Dog animatronic.
Yeah, but that's
That
also...
being said,
Oh, sorry.
that being said, everyone is going to be receiving one text message.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Almost forgot.
It's from Hanako.
Yep.
And this message is actually an invitation.
Oh.
Oh?
An invitation, in quotes,
Oh boy.
because you're all going
Mm-hmm.
to an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet.
Oh.
I can't complain about that.
You are all under orders to recoup the piles of calories you all have dumped out during this last interaction. And if anybody refuses, she is going to transform into a giant moth woman and drag you by your ears all the way there.
I don't think anyone's gonna refuse.
And with that, this particular game is over.
Woohoo!
I love how it pretty much ended with with how Rebecca's thing basically ended with Shiro kidnapping her from the hospital.
Yeah.
Good grief.
That's just the ninja way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't I know it?
Now then. Yes, cough, cough, choke, choke, wheeze, wheeze, hack, hack. Die. Anyway,
Yeah, because that's
It
totally
is.
what that was about.
it is time to wrap this thing up. My voice is dying, so any last minute business y'all got, let's set that up right now.
Yes, let me see who's on.
Yeah, and I
Well,
gotta
you make
say-
your outro.
Yeah.
Read your outro thing.
Yeah, though I do have to say, it might have been a good thing that last time we did get cut off, because looking at the time right now, whew, it definitely would have been midnight by the time we were done with all this.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, good thing it was just a part 2.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Who is on?
Well, I know that what's her face? Cuppy was going to be busy this weekend anyway. Garbo's on.
Ooh, not bad.
Yes.
Yes, but now we gotta figure out a raid message. And Leaf, you better join us on this one too.
Yes.
Hang on, I just gotta the Twitch.
Mhm.
Just gotta.
What was a really, really notable moment?
Yeah.
Mm.
Honestly, the whole thing was very notable.
We made it out alive.
Baby monkey.
Yeah, I think I like we made it out alive.
Made it out alive.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what would you say? What would you say was the what was the most terrifying moment of the entire
All of
event
it.
tonight? All of it. It was all terrifying.
Yes. Especially the kidnapping part.
Kidnapping.
Hey, Shiro.
Oh, come on, that wasn't terrifying. It was just yeah, whatever.
Creepy. It was.
Oh, okay. Thank you for
Okay,
raid
creepy
message.
is a little bit, yeah, but I wouldn't qualify that as the same as terrifying. Whatever.
Mm.
Splitting hairs. Okay, give me the.
Definitely the transformation though. That weird halfway.
Yeah, I
Ugh.
still have a suspicion that the character and Parker just fused perfectly together.
Mhm.
Because, I'm sorry, Shaggy Khan's form, but with Parker's voice? Nuh-uh, that ain't a different character. That's practically two characters forged into one.
It's like an amalgam kind of thing going on.
Exactly.
Ugh,
It's like Rio.
very roundabout way to get that path.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, it would make sense because the characters that Parker created, well, that we all created, they're essentially a piece of ourselves, so who's to say that there couldn't be a possibility of them to fuse together like that?
Alright. Anywho.
Yep.
Okay, I'm on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do the rest of it?
You copy paste my message.
Where's message?
Let me
Where's
paste it
link?
again.
Yeah, hang on, I'm on my Twitch thing. I gotta get to the other Twitch thing. Shameless hair. There we go.
I'm gonna just spam it because I can.
Okay, I hear you twice. That means I'm in the right place. Okay.
Woohoo!
Mute
Copy.
the site, will ya?
Yay!
You mute this spite, will ya? Which I heard
And now to
twice.
start them. Wait, what? Invalid username? Oh, Seal.
Eh?
You not typing it right?
No,
Yeah, Steel Boat.
Yeah, I misspelled his name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where's the link to the place to the go?
Don't worry.
It just sends us over after
Okay.
a while.
There we go.
Mm.
And now we're ready. So,
Yep.
can't say for sure about next Friday for this game, but
Well, no, next Friday will be one shot, and that's a private game.
oh yeah, true. But
Wait,
but
no.
then the week after,
What?
I believe
It
it's
says leave. What? No, I don't want to
No.
leave.
no, it's
Don't click it.
don't
Don't
click
click it. Okay.
Don't click
Just
it.
wait for it to turn. Wait
Yeah.
for it to go.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Okay.
anyway, in 2 weeks' time, other than the one shot, I believe it's my turn to act
Yes,
as
it
DM.
is.
And
Yeah.
oh boy, have I got an idea for my session.
I've noticed you've had something planned there.
I'm officially terrified.
Mm-hmm.
As you should. Because go boy.
It seemed like something is going on with Ashton. I bet that's got to do with the ear thing.
Yep.
Well,
I gave everybody permission to go whole hog with world building in this one when it's their turn. So
Mhm.
I'm going to lose all control, and that means gulp.
Yeah. Oh, wait until you see what I have in mind. Double gulp.
Cancel.
More gulp.
Anyhow.
The raid has been canceled. What?
Yeah. We kind of went over time.
Aww.
Yeah, I do apologize. To be fair, I need to time that better. So...
Yeah. Well, it would have helped if Leaf hadn't slowed us down with the whole leave thing.
It didn't. I don't know what I didn't click on it.
I
No,
know,
don't-
but you talking interrupted us.
Yeah, don't
Sorry.
worry about it.
Broke our
Honestly,
flow.
there is only one thing I will have to say. Expect some homework.
Oh boy.
Meh.
Yeah, because
Uh,
I kid you not, when I say I have quite the idea for my session, I mean it. And you guys are going to either love it or hate it.
I already hate it.
I am at the ends of my seat. Either way.
Well, anyway, now to restart the raid.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
It's not
All
my
right,
fault.
you-
I mean, it is what it is, especially since kind of my fault for doing the raid immediately, and I should know better.
Yes. Any hoozle.
Yep.
That being said,
Yeah,
this is
this is Ashley Green's song.
Avian Patient
And Conan Bell.
signing off.
Bye.
And in case I miss you guys, happy Halloween!
Yes, happy Halloween.
Happy candy.
Yes, Husky. Nice.